Hello, good morning students. So welcome once again with another video of same chapter and same book, geography, and the chapter for agriculture. So in previous I think two videos we have discussed 80% of chapter, and in this particular video we will conclude our chapter. Now only mainly two topics are left, but in this video we will read three topics. First topic which we will read in this particular video, technological and institutional reform, then Bhudan, Gramdan, and last topic, impact of globalization on agriculture. So before we start the detailed study of this particular three videos, first we will take a short recap, or you can say summary, so that you can make a easy understanding of this particular topic also, and those who have not seen previous video, they can also match up these particular topic with the previous. So first we start with a chapter of this agriculture, by the importance of agriculture. Agriculture is a very important activity, and we are practicing this activity I think ancient times. Some thousands of years ago we are using this particular activity, and right now also, today scenario also, this activity is also very important activity. In 9th class we have read that agriculture activities come in a primary activity, and this primary activity is connected with other two activities also, secondary activity and tertiary, we call service industry also. So agriculture activity, an important activity for the development of any country. After that we have learned about the different type of agriculture, type of farming. So first we read about primitive subsistence farming. Primitive subsistence farming, in which we use old methods of farming. We are not using the modern technology, and this type of farming is still practiced in some part of our country and also world also. And this primitive subsistence farming has different type of name also, which already we have discussed in a detail in previous two videos. After that we learn about the second type, that was intensive subsistence farming, which used to be done in our most population-wise populous states. In this particular farming, we don't leave single inch of agriculture land idle. We take maximum use of the land, and for taking maximum production we are using modern techniques. Now at the time of exam point of view, if we will see that we have a question to regarding these two agriculture types, difference between the primitive and subsistence farming and intensive subsistence farming. So you have to take a study of both in a differential manner also. You have to make a difference also. What are the differences in these two farming? Then third type of farming we have read, that was commercial farming. Commercial farming, when you see the name commercial, you just look out that it is for the capital purpose or money making purpose. So because this particular type of farming we are using lots of money, so the main aim of this particular type of farming is to sell our produce, and for this we use all the modern techniques. And in commercial farming we include one type of farming, that was plantation. Plantation farming, when we grow a single crop in a very big piece of land. And there are examples of plantation farming. Just read these examples, because these examples are coming in a Bagma question also. After that, what we read about? Then we read about cropping pattern. What is the cropping pattern in our country? How we utilize our different climate for our crop production. Clear? How we are using this advantage of different type of climate which we have in class 9. Summer season, winter season, rainy season. So when we interact these climate with the agriculture activity, so same here we have three type of cropping pattern. First one is Rabi, another one is Kharif, and third one is Zaid. Kharif, which we start in winter season and take the harvest in summer season. Normally in Kharif crop we used to grow mainly the wheat and other things also. And Rabi type of cropping is mainly done in the state where winter is very, you can say, severe winter or very cold winter. In that particular area we are doing this type of farming. States are also given. Then qualities are also given, what the geographical qualities we need at the type of Rabi crops. Then Kharif crops. Kharif crops mainly we start this type of cropping pattern just coming off monsoon. You can say May and July. From May we started up to July, and this type of harvest we take in the September and October. Here also different type of farming is doing on, especially if we consider which type of crops we grow in this particular season. That was paddy, rice and maize. These are the two important crops, and other crops are also there which we have read in detail already. Third one is Zaid. Zaid is a very short season of cropping pattern which was come in between these two, Rabi and Kharif. Only 2 or 3 months in which we used to grow these different type of vegetables. After we read about the crops, different variety of crops, and when you read these crops, just make thorough reading of temperature, their rain, their quality of soil, and fourth one is producing state. In every crop you have to make just like a table so that you can able to learn it. So what crops we had read? First we read about rice, then we read about wheat, and after wheat we read about millet. In millet we read about 3 type of crops: jowar, bajra and ragi. What the climatic condition we need in these 3 type of crops, which state is the highest growing of jowar, another is bajra and ragi. At least you should learn the highest growing state. Then what we read? Pulses. What is the quality of pulses? That pulses is a main source of protein. For the people, those who are vegetarian, they have a main source of protein, that was pulses. Okay? And we read about these 2 maps also: major and minor wheat growing areas and major and minor rice growing areas, and this is coming in your exam. 2 maps are there, and apart from this, other thing I will give you which are coming for a map. I will give you the syllabus of map also. After that we read about crops other than food. What we are doing, used to do in our agriculture activities. That was first one is main sugarcane. Sugarcane itself is a very important crop because it supports lots of other things. And crop is this sugarcane is the only crop which takes full 12 months or 1 year to harvest. So it is important also. There is a question of this wheat, rice and sugarcane food. It may be 3 marks or it may be 5 marks. Then we have read about different type of oil seeds. India is our largest variety of oil seeds we have. Different people of different state use different type of medium of cooking oil, and this cooking oil we are getting from these oil seeds. For example, in southern India, we use the medium of cooking that is coconut oil. In northern India, many people use mustard oil and sunflower oil. And in today's scenario, we can see different type of oils. But the most important oil seed which grown in our country, that was groundnut. After that, we read about the beverage crop. Beverage crop which we drink other than water. पानी के अलावा जो भी पीने वाली चीजें हैं, that we call beverage. And in beverage crop, we read about two things. First one is tea and another one is coffee. Again, these two are very important. So crops, all the crops are very important. You have to read it because all are marks taking questions. Direct questions are there. Clear? Then tea and then coffee. We read about the coffee also. That is also a beverage crop. Coffee, which comes to India from Yemen. One mark question. The variety of coffee. The name of that particular variety which we use in our country, that was Arabica. Again, one mark question it is. Then we read about horticulture. Horticulture means cultivation of fruits and vegetables. Again, India is very rich in horticulture. We grow different type of not only vegetables but also fruits. Now here we have read that there are some particular state or name of a country which is related to this particular fruits. These are also a one mark questions. For example, the highest producing orange producing either the state or the city, it was Nagpur. Highest producing lychee in our country, that was Muzaffarnagar in Bihar. So each and everything in this particular chapter is important, maybe of 1 mark or 3 marks or 5 marks. But this chapter is a marks gaining chapter because all the questions are coming in a direct. Then after that, horticulture, what we discuss? We discuss fiber crops. Fiber crops. First we discuss non-food crops. Non-food crop, important, only one crop we have read about this non-food crop, that was rubber. Rubber is also a crop which grown only in a limited part of our country, not all the part. Again, you have to learn about these geographical conditions, then precipitation, climate, all these. Then we read about fiber crops. In fiber, we have read about this cotton and jute. An important thing, that was rearing of silkworm for production of silk fiber, that was called floriculture. All this we have read. So this is our summary up to the previous two videos which we have read. Now we come over the main topic of today's video, that was technological and institutional reforms. So in this particular chapter, we see that in particular chapter it is saying that India has a very old history of agriculture and it is practiced thousands of years. But we are using our land from that particular thousands of years without any, you can say, using of technology. And because we are not using technology in our agriculture sector, so the development of agriculture is very slow. That is written in your book also, that sustained use of land without techno-institutional change hinder the pace of development. Because we are not using any institutional and technological changes or reform. हम आज भी वही पुराने जमाने वाली खेती कर रहे हैं. इस कारण से क्या हो रहा है, द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ अवर एग्रीकल्चर वी आर नॉट फाइंडिंग आउट. जैसे पहला था प्रोडक्शन, वही प्रोडक्शन आज. सो व्हाट वी नीड सम चेंजेस. technological changes, institutional changes. After the independence, we have got lot of facility of irrigation. स्वतंत्रता के बाद हमारे पास में बहुत सी फैसिलिटी आई है इरिगेशन की. गवर्नमेंट हैज मेड लॉट्स ऑफ डैम, देन कैनाल, देन लॉट्स ऑफ coming of electricity. We are using it. Just we read in class 9 story of Palampur, that why people of Palampur are very much taking a multiple crop, different type of crop in 1 year, only because of the service of electricity or the availability of electricity. So here also we can see the farmers have a irrigation facility, they have electricity, but still some farmers are depending on monsoon. This is a drawback. These are the you can say criticism of our agriculture activities, or you can say challenges for our agriculture sector. So what we have to do? We have to take up all these challenges and try to find out the different reforms, either in an institutional way or in a technology. Clear? So agriculture, which is going to provide a livelihood for 60% of our population, needs some reforms. And our government has started working on this particular sector just after the independence. So there are two different things we will read in this particular topic. First one is institutional reform, and second one is first one is technological reform, and second one is institutional reform. We are reading it in a separate. First, what we read? First, we will read about institutional. What are these institutional reforms? Let us see. For example, just we start institutional reform. The first reform which our government has taken, that was collectivization of holding. Now, if you remember your 9th class history chapter, Russian Revolution, Socialism and Russian Revolution, in that we have read about the collectivization which was started by Stalin. So similarly, after independence, यहाँ पर भी गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया? कलेक्टिवाइजेशन ऑफ होल्डिंग, यानी कि जो हमारे होल्डिंग खेत थे उनको क्या करना, जो छोटे छोटे खेत थे उनको इकट्ठा करना, कलेक्ट करना, विच इज कॉल्ड पूल फार्मिंग, कि हम अपनी सब जमीन को क्या करें, इकट्ठा करें और फिर उसके ऊपर क्या करें, एग्रीकल्चर, सो दैट वी कैन गेट मोर एंड मोर प्रोड्यूस. सो कलेक्टिवाइजेशन ऑफ होल्डिंग, देन कॉर्पोरेशन एंड abolition of जमींदारी. दिस इज सेकेंड रिफॉर्म which we are taking, institutional reform. That after independence, government has started abolition of जमींदारी, because before independence क्या होता था कि एक गांव के अंदर, कोई भी इंडिया का गांव ले लो, एग्जाम्पल एनी विलेज, और वहां पर एक जमींदार होता था और सारी की सारी जमीन किसकी होती थी? दैट पर्टिकुलर जमींदार. एंड ऑल द पीपल, दोज हु आर फार्मर्स, they used to work as a labor on the field of that particular जमींदार. They are not the owner of that land. ओनर कौन था? उनका जमीन. और that particular landowner or जमींदार used to give only them a wages, a very small wages, not the profit of which was coming by that particular agriculture activity. So second change, next change what the government has done, that was abolition of जमींदारी. कि जो जमींदारी प्रथा थी उसको गवर्नमेंट ने आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंस क्या करने शुरू कर दिया, धीरे धीरे करके उसको खत्म करना शुरू किया. एंड दिस वाज गिवन अ प्रायोरिटी. इंस्टीट्यूशनल रिफॉर्म में अबोलिशन ऑफ जमींदारी को सरकार ने क्या किया, प्रायोरिटी में लिया आपने, कि फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंस व्हेन वी टेक अ डेवलपमेंट ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर, उसमें पहला जो काम है वो क्या करना है कि इस जमींदारी की जो सिस्टम है, जमींदारी प्रथा है, उसको क्या करना है, खत्म करना है. ओके. देन नेक्स्ट फोकस व्हाट द गवर्नमेंट हैज डन to take different type of land reforms when they make their first 5-year plan. जब सरकार ने, भारत सरकार ने अपना पहला 5 ईयर प्लान, पंचवर्ष योजना बनाई, तो उसमें सबसे ज्यादा एम्फसाइज, सबसे ज्यादा जोर, सबसे ज्यादा ध्यान किस चीज पर रखा? डेवलपमेंट ऑफ आवर एग्रीकल्चर। क्यों? बिकॉज ऑफ द राइट टू इनहेरेंस। राइट टू इनहेरेंस हम ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर चुके हैं इन प्रीवियस वीडियो, दैट the size of our holding or the size of our agriculture field are decreasing day by day. धीमे धीमे वो कम होते जा रहे हैं. Why? Because we dividing this holding from, or we are giving this holding from father to son. फादर से जमीन किसको जा रही है? उसके बच्चों, और उन बच्चों से उनके बच्चों. धीरे धीरे जो होल्डिंग का साइज था, खेत का साइज था, वो क्या होता जा रहा था? छोटा. एंड इफ द साइज ऑफ द होल्डिंग इज वेरी स्मॉल और शॉर्ट, देन द प्रोडक्शन विल आल्सो बी नॉट वेरी मच. सो जो हमारी ये प्रॉब्लम थी कौन सी? राइट टू इनहेरिटेंस. इस कारण से हमारी जो लैंड होल्डिंग थी ऑलरेडी वो बहुत छोटी छोटी हो चुकी. सो इसके लिए भी गवर्नमेंट ने इंस्टीट्यूशन रिफॉर्म शुरू किए, सो दैट व्हेन देयर इज अ बिग लैंड देन द प्रोडक्शन विल आल्सो बी बिग. ज्यादा बड़ी जमीन होगी, ज्यादा हार्वेस्ट होगा, ज्यादा हार्वेस्ट होगा, ज्यादा प्रॉफिट होगा, और व्हेन देयर इज मोर प्रॉफिट द सिचुएशन ऑफ फार्मर विल बी इम्प्रूव्ड. सो दीज आर द डिफरेंट reforms which was taken by the government as a institutional reform. अब ये इंस्टीट्यूशनल रिफॉर्म किससे कंबाइन होंगे? टेक्नोलॉजी का. देन ओनली दे विल वर्क वेरी एफिशिएंटली, अदरवाइज ये काम नहीं कर सकते. तो अब गवर्नमेंट ने क्या क्या टेक्नोलॉजिकल रिफॉर्म लिए? लेट अस सी. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, गवर्नमेंट व्हाट स्टार्टेड? Green Revolution. Again, this word Green Revolution we have read not only in 9th class but also in the chapter of our development in economics and geography in both. We have read about the negative impact of Green Revolution, but here we are not reading about the negative or positive impact of Green Revolution. We are just discussing that this initiative was taken by the Indian government in which years? 60 and 70. Green Revolution, again 1 marks question, how relating to the year, then when the Green Revolution was started. So Green Revolution, which was used with the technology of different you can say different new techniques we are using in agriculture. Just remember the chapter of 9th. What things we are using in Green Revolution? HYV seeds, insecticide, pesticides, modern agriculture equipments, and then modern farming techniques, pump set, then irrigation facility. All these are coming as a part of Green Revolution. तो सरकार ने क्या किया? सबसे पहले ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन स्टार्ट किया, और ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन के साथ ही गवर्नमेंट ने दूसरा स्टेप क्या उठाया? दैट वाज यू कैन से व्हाइट रेवोल्यूशन और ऑपरेशन फ्लड. व्हाइट रेवोल्यूशन विच वाज रिलेटेड टू द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ मिल्क. You already know that in villages farmers used to do not only agriculture but they also rear animals, sheep, goat, cow, buffalo. किसान क्या करता है? खेती के साथ साथ जानवरों को भी पालता है. बहुत सारे उसके पास जानवर भी होते हैं which are using not only in agriculture but they are giving them lots of other things, milk also. So what the government has done? Government has done that they combined these two operations, revolutions, Green Revolution and White Revolution, so that the condition of agriculture plus condition of farmer will be improved. Clear? So another 1 mark question: Green White Revolution or Operation Flood. These are the things which are started by the government so that our agriculture will be boosted, our agriculture will be improved. और उसका फायदा भी हुआ कि 80s 90s में we just improve our agriculture production. और इन ये प्रोडक्शन नॉट ओनली इन agriculture but also in milk production we have just improved it. Got it? So these are comes in our technological reform. After that, what government has started? Provision for crop insurance. Just we are doing our own insurance, जैसे हम अपना LIC लाइफ इंश्योरेंस वगैरह कराते हैं. Similarly, गवर्नमेंट ने क्या करवाना शुरू कर दिया? क्रॉप इंश्योरेंस. That if there is any natural disaster, किसान की फसल एकदम तैयार है बट ड्यू टू डिजास्टर उसकी वो पूरी फसल क्या हो गई? फिनिश्ड हो गई, बर्बाद हो गई. देन व्हाट हैपन? गवर्नमेंट हैज गिवन देम अ इंश्योरेंस ऑफ क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन, ड्राउट, फ्लड, साइक्लोन, फायर एंड डिजीज. आफ्टर दैट नेक्स्ट what government has taken the step? Grameen Bank and Cooperative Bank to be established in each and every village so that farmers can get cheap and suitable loan for their agriculture activities at a very low interest rate. That was another reform which was taken by the government. After that, Kisan Credit Card, then personal accident insurance, and these are all the schemes which was introduced by the government so that the condition of farmers can be improved. All these are the technological reform. इसके अलावा गवर्नमेंट ने क्या स्टार्ट किया? स्पेशल वेदर बुलेटिन और एग्रीकल्चर प्रोग्राम जो कि दूरदर्शन पे और रेडियो पे आते हैं, so that farmer can get the best knowledge by the, you can say, specialist, those who are agriculture scientists. They are giving special knowledge कि हमें कौन से मौसम में कौन सा अनाज बोना है, कितनी खाद चाहिए, कितना इंसेक्टिसाइड चाहिए, what is the quality of soil should be there, how much days we have to irrigate our field. All these special knowledge given to them, or not only in radio station but also on TV programs, also started by the government. This was also initiative so that the condition of farmers can be improved. और the main और सबसे important चीज क्या थी? MSP, which we have read in 9th class economics में पढ़ा था. Minimum support price. That was also a very important initiative taken by the government to improve the condition of farmer. कि before sowing the seed, सरकार पहले ही ये निश्चित कर लेती थी कि जो भी प्रोड्यूस होगी उसको हम कम से कम इस दाम पर तो खरीदेंगे. इफ फार्मर्स आर विलिंग, वो उससे ज्यादा दाम में बेच सकते थे बट उससे कम दाम में उनसे कोई नहीं खरीदेगा. दैट वाज मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस, जो कि बिफोर सोइंग द सीड डिसाइडेड बाय द गवर्नमेंट. सो दीज आर ऑल आर द टेक्निकल and institutional reform which was taken by the government so that they can improve the condition of not only the farmer, they can give the boost to the agriculture sector, and if there will be a boost in agriculture sector, manufacturing sector and service sector will also be improved. Clear? So you can see these are very important reforms, and in this particular topic also there are questions either of 3 marks or of 5 marks, and sometimes 1 mark also. So it is a very important topic. Just read it.